Welcome on board, you guys. I'm Amy from Sea Cruisers. It is April 30th. I hope everybody is doing well. Everyone is doing well here. Thank you guys for all your comments and your well wishes. This video that I'm filming right now is the last installment of the Carnival Victory Cruise Vlog series. It wasn't super long because there wasn't a lot of activities on the ship, because if you guys have watched the previous videos in the series, you'll know that since it wasn't a Carnival 2.0 yet, because it's changing over to the Radiant, you know, well, I was going to say soon, but it's been postponed because of COVID-19. Anyway, it wasn't a 2.0 ship, which meant that pretty much all the fun activities that I really enjoyed in Carnival didn't happen at all on this 4-day cruise, because those activities are trademarked 2.0 ships. Quest, the Rock the Atrium, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, if there was more to do on the ship, then I would have had more film of doing those things. It was very relaxing. The ports were wonderful. Once again, if you guys didn't watch those vlogs or all the vlogs, you can go to my channel, click on playlists. I have all my cruises there, completely organized. So you click on, for example, Carnival Victory, you press play, and then it plays all of the Carnival Victory in a row. So you don't even have to, see which video is next, go and find that video. Just watch them all in a row. Plus, there's an older Carnival Victory that I went on with Manara years back. It was a charter cruise, so you guys can check that out. The night before we got off the ship was busy, busy, busy. We stayed up really late going to comedy. It was totally worth it. We got up really early, packed, rushed off the ship. Like, from the moment I woke up, I didn't have a second to hardly even vlog. If you guys watched the last vlog of getting off the ship, you see how that was. And I did tell you in that video that I am going to be telling you guys how, the debarkation or disembarkation process worked that day, because there was some new things, which was awesome. And that's what this video is for. I'm going to show you my papers that I got from Carnival the night before we got off the ship. Like I said, I just didn't feel right not ever showing them to you guys, just because I didn't have time to show them to you there on the ship. So that's why we're here doing it at home. Plus, I get to talk to you guys kind of live and in person. Speaking of which, like I said, today's the last day of April. Tomorrow's the first day of May. Tomorrow's Friday. I've been having my cruise vlogs pretty much Mondays and Fridays. Tomorrow, Friday, May 1st, is a super exciting day, because you want to know why? Well, three things, kind of like it's May, that's cool. Number two, new cruise vlog start. Luckily, before the shutdown, I got in the most amazing cruise with my best friend, Chris. It was literally the last ship out before shutdown. It was on the Royal Caribbean, Mariner of the Seas. It was thousands of guests under capacity. This cruise vlog will be like none other you've ever seen, because this kind of stuff doesn't happen in normal cruising life. Cruise ships are always full, or pretty much, always full. And so this was an amazing experience. I am so excited to share this vlog with you guys. It does start tomorrow, but also, the third reason that's super exciting tomorrow is because I'm going to be doing a live video right here on my channel, and I'm going to talk about the Mariner, answer questions, stuff like that before the vlog starts, because it was such a unique situation. Like I said, I want to get the story out of exactly how lucky we were to make it on that last cruise, and what I was feeling and all that kind of stuff, because, the fear of COVID-19 and all that. So anyway, that's tomorrow, Friday, May 1st. Make sure to be here. I'm pretty sure that in the very first vlog, we're going to be jumping right into getting on the ship, because it was Port Canaveral, which is only an hour drive from Orlando. Anyway, back to this video. Carnival Victory. It was February 17th through the 21st. It was 4 nights long. What happened was on February 20th, it is dated. I am going to show you guys these up close and personal here in a minute. But they gave us these papers laying in our cabin. One of them has our stateroom number, obviously, in the day. It says, "Dear Carnival Victory guest, thank you for sailing with us. To ensure you have a smooth debarkation, below are your options." So basically, you have two choices. We knew what we wanted to do. Option number one is express debark, as Carnival calls it, or which is carry off. That's what a lot of cruises call it, or self-carry, a lot of cruise lines call it. Option two is checked luggage debark. Now, basically, once again, I'm going to go over this kind of stuff in a more detailed video later on Cruise Talk with Amy, but in this video, I'm just talking about this Carnival Victory experience this particular time, since it always is very different. We did the express debark, or carry off. You don't put your luggage in the hallway the night before. They don't take it. You take it out of your cabin, you pull it off the ship, you pull it down the gangway, you pull it through the terminal, you pull it through customs, and you have your own luggage. You deal with it yourself. Normally, they let everyone on the ship who wants to do self-carry off before they start doing all the people who are doing check luggage. Check luggage means you put your suitcases outside your door the night before by a specific time, which does vary by cruise line. You go to sleep, you don't worry about it. You wake up, you don't worry about it. You have breakfast, whatever. You wait till they call your number that you are assigned on Carnival. That's how it works. You get off the ship when you're supposed to, and you go into the terminal and you find your luggage, and then you proceed through customs. So to make this all faster, we did self-carry, which, as you can see from the vlog, if you watched the last vlog, once again, if you didn't, you should watch them all. It was kind of busy and crazy, actually. I was surprised. A lot of times it's like pretty empty down there. It doesn't matter. It went by very quickly, and the terminal went by very quickly, which I can't wait to tell you guys about. That's what this first paper is about here, explaining to you the options. Once again, I'm going to show you guys up close and personal here in just a minute. And then the next sheet I got was called Debarkation Information. And this has the Carnival like letterhead, if you will. See, the blue and the red. It says a fond farewell. Hope you had a fun and memorable vacation. Safe travels home, and ciao for now. It might be your first time on a ship or something, and so you're like, what in the heck am I supposed to do tomorrow? We're getting on the ship. That's what this paper is for. Kind of basic information paper. It tells you what you can do the day before debarkation. It tells you no before you go. It tells you your 2 options, but in more details. It breaks them down for you. On the other side, it's actually about debarkation morning. This is very important. Guests with disabilities, they have a certain section on this page. Breakfast options, they are different from every other day of the cruise, so you will want to read this paper and see what they are, make a decision if you want to eat breakfast on the ship. Under morning coffee and drinks, you'll find which coffee bars are open and places you can get drinks. It tells you last minute information about Pixel's gallery, so if you like, oh no, I meant to get that picture, you didn't get it, you want to pick up a photo, that kind of stuff. It tells you about your liquor purchase collections. If you'd purchase liquor on board, that's another video. You would have to get it usually the night before, but if for some reason you didn't and you still need to pick it up, it tells you about that. It tells you about making purchases the morning of debarkation, and it gives you information about your sail and sign account, which hopefully you've taken care of before the debarkation morning, but sometimes it's just not possible. It tells you about your duty-free information, allowances, that kind of stuff, and then it goes over transportation. So that's on this sheet. So it's a really super sheet. That's why I wanted to bring it home and show you guys. Not on the sheet or on camera, because you cannot film in the actual terminal like warehouse place where you pick up luggage and go through customs and that kind of stuff. I want to tell you about that experience. So normally you get off the ship, you walk off the gangway, you walk into the terminal, you take an elevator and escalator down to this big warehouse place where the suitcases and everything are, and you get your suitcases, or you bypass the suitcase area and you go to customs and you leave. This time we got down there and they had all these machines standing, and we had to have our glasses and stuff off, and we stood in front of the machine. It was facial recognition technology. It was cool. Like, I didn't know what it was, so I'm like, what is this? You step up to it, there are people who work there, you know, standing next to the stations, and it recognizes your face or not. That was it. Like, literally stood there for a minute. It recognized my face. They're like, okay, thank you, you can go. Walk over to go to customs, and guess what? We didn't have to stop through customs. We just literally got off the ship, got down to the warehouse part. I call it a warehouse, it's like a big warehouse, you know, it's a big, huge room. Stopped in front of facial recognition things, walked out the door. That's why if you look at my timestamp on my last vlog of when we were getting off the ship and when we got outside, it was a very small amount of time. Usually it takes a while to go through customs, but it didn't. I guess because the facial recognition technology, which was really cool. I don't know what happened if your face isn't recognized, but you know, you have to be recognized to get off that ship, and it was awesome. So that's what it was like. That was what our debarkation morning was like. Always, pretty much always, if you self-carry, I would say it's stressful, but not in like a really bad way. It's just it's work, you know. It's like getting your stuff, lugging it off the ship, depending on how much you have. If it's like, so heavy to pull or like awkward because your wheels aren't working right or whatever, it's work. It's work, that's it. It's work to get off the ship. It's a process. Once you start going, you just gotta barrel through until you're out of the terminal. But this was super easy, super smooth. I was very impressed. I really like that facial recognition technology. Now, I'm gonna show you guys the papers, and before I do, I just wanna remind you guys to be back here tomorrow for my live talk on YouTube. And then for the first episode of the Mariner of the Seas cruise vacation, 3 nights to Coco Key, Bahamas. My first time at Coco Key since it was rebuilt, if you will, remodeled, made into the perfect day at Coco Cay. Everything that I told you about on here, if you want, you can pause the video so that you can read this, take your time, all that kind of stuff. You could even take a screenshot if you needed to. Here is the next sheet. Once again, pause it so you guys can read everything that it says. This is the section where they go over in details. I know it's a little wrinkled here. There you go. Now your zones are based off of your cabin location. And your luggage tags are given to you in your cabin the day before, so you know what time it's going to be. This tells you what your port arrival is, when they expect to begin debarking the ship. That time, 8:30, is when they want everyone out of their cabins, period. They tell you where the gangway is and what time all guests need to be off the ship. Of course, they always say the times are approximate because the ship does have to be cleared by local authorities. This is the guests with disabilities information here. Breakfast options, just like we talked about earlier. There you go. You guys don't have to worry if you haven't been on a cruise before and you don't know how everything works. They do tell you how. It's really pretty self-explanatory. Just read these papers and you'll be all good. Thanks for joining me on this cruise vlog, you guys. I can't wait to share my next cruise vlog with you guys. Before you guys go, make sure to subscribe if you haven't, like the video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.